Isaac Dogboe, the Royal Storm, and his team. Welcome to Bukom Boxing TV.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are just fresh from you beating Michael Papo to retain your titles. You know, the fight went 12 rounds for the first time in your since you came to Ghana. Would you say Papo was your toughest fight so far?
You know, first of all, I want to thank God for the victory. You know, it was a great victory, and I want to thank the whole of the Ghana public and everyone that made this show possible. You know, my dad, you know, for working tirelessly, putting the show together single-handedly, and Aborigines Beach Resorts, and TV Africa, and all my media partners, and you guys also for always, you know, being around, hyping the show, you know, so making people hear about it, you know. But back to your question, yeah, it was my first time going 12 rounds in my whole career, and I felt great. You know, Michael Papo was a tough opponent, but in every challenge, every fight was its challenge, and then we rose to the occasion and we delivered, and I hope everyone enjoyed the fight, and you know, it was a great fight, it was a great show.
Okay. Talking to your dad, we understand before the fight there were some shenanigans and, you know, rituals. You discovered things before the fight. You know, what happened, and, you know, how did it affect you or not?
Well, I don't think the blood of a chicken will affect Isaac, because it's like when you know where you're coming from and where you're going, I don't think the blood of a chicken will worry my son, because spiritually it's got a whole church behind it, and got woven royal house behind him. See, that's what makes Isaac strong. This is what makes Isaac special. You see, training and God goes together. So if you're training hard and then you pray to the Almighty God and you acknowledge God in everything you do in your day-to-day life, things happen. So this is it right here. So all of what we saw in front of our house, that you have the red cloth and the black cloth with the asanka on top of it with some quickly things in it, with all this red oil in it, did not affect Isaac. So that you saw that for yourself, right? You saw that all this in front of our house, but still we went there, we knocked him down with one punch, and then we won unanimously. So that tells you that the blood of Christ is more powerful, super powerful, and powerful than the blood of chicken.
Okay, thank you. Back to you, Isaac. You were not very active in this fight. You know, what happened?
You know, like I said earlier on, every fight poses its own challenges. You know, the game plan was, we didn't know Michael Papo. You know, we heard Michael Papo was a tough opponent, and he's a tough opponent, but then it's like, if we don't know nothing about someone, you cannot just rush, you know. You need to take the time. You want to control everything from round 1 to round 12. So I mean, that was all part of the strategy, you know, because we knew Michael Papo couldn't hurt me. He couldn't get me out of my comfort zone, you know. So able to go in there, you know, to deliver, to control him, and that's exactly what I've done from round 1 to round 12. So yeah.
Basically, it's mission achieved for you. You are unbeaten, and basically you're moving forward. What's next for Isaac?
Of course, I mean, during the build up to the fight, he says Isaac Dogboe is nothing to him, but I think after the fight, you know, I'm sure I am something to him, you know.
And he keeps calling.
And right now he keeps calling, you know, my dad, you know, he wants to go to my hometown. I guess, I believe, and I guess that we prove that the God that we worship is greater than any other gods on this on the surface of the earth. You know, so we've proven that no matter whatever way people pass, you know, Christ is the most powerful, and He's the only way, the truth, and the light. You know, so it's like, excuse me. Right now, there's a lot of big things ahead for Team Dogboe. You know, we just have to keep praying hard and training, and God will open a lot of the doors for us. And you know, we at this minute in negotiation of a potential big fight coming up. So we haven't gotten into no conclusions yet. So I mean, it's everything's in pipeline.
Yeah, we understand the big fight could be against a Namibian boxer called, you know, the Namibian boxer who holds the WBA Pan Africa featherweight title as well as the IBF Continental Africa title. So possibly a unification battle for you somewhere in April in Namibia.
Yeah,
going to his country to go and fight him, wouldn't it be a problem for you?
You know, it's a possibility that we'll be fighting Lucas Zacharias. He's you know, he holds the WBA, you know, Pan African featherweight title, and I'm going to his hometown. I mean, wherever we are, we establish our presence. You know, so when we do go to his hometown, we're gonna go there and knock him out. You know, you have to. That's what we do. Wherever we are, we prove that we are versatile, you know. That's what
he's also unbeaten and has fought more fights than you, and basically started before you, so he may have more experience than you, could be the argument.
Listen, it looks like, you know, you've been following me, yeah, right. It's like I say, you still don't believe that the God I worship is greater than all, man. Listen.
But has he been to the Olympics?
When I go on my knees, and my people go on their knees and cry out to the Almighty, like I keep telling you, things happen. You know, so him being experienced and having more fights than me, that doesn't really put a shiver in my spine. You know, it might be another George Crumper or Michael Papo sort of shenanigan, you know, but at the end of the day, he hasn't been to Olympics. I went to Olympics at the age of 17, you know, one of the youngest in the 2012 London Olympics. So that's not the reason why I think I have the advantage over him. The reason I'm saying that I'm confident is because I have a God that nobody seems to pay attention to. You know, like when I say this is what's going to happen, it happens. You know, so like him, I mean, I give him all the credit. He has achieved a lot, but at the end of the day, he hasn't fought as a Dogboe. You know, it's now he's coming to fight as a Dogboe, and then that will be his first loss.
I see. So definitely, we are getting a victory in Namibia.
Of course.
And eventually, the promise you say is for the world title.
Of course, you know.
Now you've progressed so far. When do you have a specific time frame you think the world title will come?
Today, if possible. I mean, listen, I know we just fought on the weekend, right? But we're still in a warrior mode. You know, nothing has changed. We're just now getting back into civilian life. You know, so I mean, the man there, he's achieved a lot. I give him that credit. But you know, we also want to in talks for the junior world title. You know, because I'm only 21, so I can challenge for the junior world title. Everything comes step by step. You know, so you take each challenge as it comes. And I just, you know, hoping we get some sponsors in, you know, and calling on all Ghanaians to support me, you know, in their prayers, because like I said, the voice of the people, the voice of God, you know. We came here, the first when we stepped in Ghana, our mission was to get the attention of all the Ghanaians, to get their backing, and it looks like so far that's what we are achieving. You know, it's like I said, everything's a process. So we are going on, and I just hope and for all the Ghanaian public to be behind me.
Talking about sponsorship, we have your uncle right beside you. who has some plans for sponsorship for you. How is it going so far, and how are you intending to raise more funds to help Isaac's World Title cause?
First of all, let me thank you for giving us the opportunity to make this interview. Talking about sponsorship, it's not easy to find sponsorship or to find money to start something. What we have to do first is to gather all our relationship on a higher level and talk to the people and convince them. I will not say that my nephew is a product, but though on business way seeing he's a product, and I will say he's a very good product. He's very young, he's very talented, and he can bring more than we have seen of him. So it's now my job to convince our financiers, or whatever we want to call it, to bring their part and come and play this gambling game. It's a gambling game, So as sponsors are also professional, they have to see some of his videos, some of his fights in life. So we organize something like that, a test fight or something like that in abroad. If I'm saying abroad, I'm talking about Europe, Asia. I'm talking about the Gulf countries. We will try to reach those countries, and if possible, we will go to Japan and China. So, talking about sponsorship, this one.
It's a lot in the pipeline for Isaac. All right, Team Dogboe, we thank you so much for your time, and we wish you all the best in your World Title chase.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bukom Boxing Team.
Thank you.